Okay, we're back. You can only upload files that are 15 minutes, so we reached that mark. Okay, we're almost done now. All right, number 17. Who will rule Cyprus? Cassio rules in Cyprus on line 348. Okay, what happens to Othello? How does he describe himself? What is the very last thing he does? We can find self-descriptions in lines 297, 307 to 308, 339, and 354 to 376. So Othello is just completely wrecked by what has happened. He's utterly devastated by and ashamed of his actions. And he calls himself he that was Othello, and that implies that he no longer lives up to his own name. He doesn't know himself anymore. He's lost himself in this whole process. He calls himself, oh, fool, fool, fool. And that's on line 339. And he also calls himself an honorable murderer. So this is a paradox. So it doesn't make sense for a murderer to be honorable because murder is dishonorable. But Othello thinks that this is a true statement because in his mind, his intentions were full of honor. He says that he is one that loved not wisely but too well. And he wasn't easily jealous, but he fell victim to manipulation, and he threw away his precious pearl, Desdemona, and now he's left crying. And so after this very dramatic speech full of hyperbole, he stabs himself, and then he kisses Desdemona before dying. So, number 19. What happens to Cassio? To Iago. This is in lines 316 to 319, 348 to 351, and 384 to 386. So Iago swears he will never speak again. So nobody's going to be able to get any details out of him or know his motivation. And so that kind of just emphasizes that although he's given us some reasons for why he does all of these actions, it's not really why. Like, we shouldn't really dig too deeply into why he does these things. He's kind of more of a plot device, which is why some critics argue that that's why Othello is the hero of the play and not Iago, even though he speaks more. So his reasons have very little foundation. So anyway, he says he's never going to speak again. And Lodovico says, what, not even to pray? Gratiano says that he is going to speak once they've tortured him enough. So rest assured, Iago, you will speak again after we torture you. Lodovico swears that Iago will be tortured, and he leaves Cassio the responsibility of determining when, where, and how this will happen. Okay, and then number 20, what do you think some of the play's most important themes or morals are? Do you agree or disagree with these morals? Why? And so I've just given you a couple of ideas. Things are not always what they seem. Don't trust anyone, or at least don't trust hearsay. Get actual proof for yourself. And unlike Othello, who thinks that he's gotten actual proof from Iago, he's actually just gotten a lot of proof via hearsay. So Iago is able to make everything up and make it seem like Othello has actual proof because he trusts Iago, but maybe don't trust someone completely, even if you think you know their character. It's always better to confront people directly when you suspect them of something. And then skipping ahead, that kind of ties in with open communication is the key to successful relationships, both romantic and otherwise, so go directly to the source. And reputation is more important than anything. And you can agree with any of these, you can disagree with any of these. You can come up with some more themes that have to do with jealousy, marriage, relationships, feminism, etc., etc. And then finally, another opinion question. Everyone could say whatever they wanted, as long as they could back it up. Who's your favorite character and why? Cite one or two of this character's best lines in your opinion and describe why you like them. My favorite character is probably Iago because he's just so sneaky. It's so fun to watch him ruin everybody's lives, right? And probably my favorite line of his is, I am not what I am, because it's just very succinct. He very concisely wraps up his sort of mantra, and yeah, but he says a lot of really horrible yet amusing things throughout the play. So, okay, now I'm going to give you some instructions about what you're going to be doing Wednesday and what your assignment for today is.